Oma and Oti were twin sisters born to Mama Ejima, a woman known for her resilience and strength. Mama Ejima single-handedly raised the girls after enduring heartbreak and betrayal in her marriage. Despite her challenges, she showered them with love and ensured they had the best education, attending the finest schools in the city. Oma and Oti were identical in every sense: same features, same outfit, hairstyle, making it nearly impossible for anyone to tell them apart. Their bond was remarkable, and people marveled at how well they synchronized their lives. At the university, classmates would often tease them by calling them both names whenever they wanted to speak to any of them. One afternoon, the twins returned home from school to find Mama Ejima seated in the living room holding an old birthday photo. "Mommy will be 50 years in 4 months' time," Oma exclaimed with excitement. They hugged her and wished her an early happy birthday. "What would you like as a birthday gift for your 50th birthday, Mom?" Oti asked eagerly. Mama Ejima smiled faintly and was about to respond when Oti's eyes caught another picture in her mother's hand. It was a wedding photo, but the woman in the picture wasn't Mama Ejima. "Who are these people?" Oti asked, her voice laced with curiosity. Mama Ejima froze for a moment, tears welling up in her eyes. She finally whispered, "This was your father and Ejiro, my friend." The twins were confused. They had grown up believing their father was a loving man who tragically died in a car accident. This revelation raised curiosity. "Tell us the truth, Mom," Oma demanded, her voice trembling. Mama Ejima sighed deeply. "I suppose it's time for you girls to know everything," she began. She recounted her story, revealing how she had met their father during their youth service. They fell in love deeply, got married after a year, and lived happily for 2 years, or so she thought. But everything changed when she discovered her husband was having an affair with her best friend Ejiro. "One day, I came home from the market and found Ejiro in bed with my husband," Mama Ejima said, her voice breaking. "They weren't even remorseful. Your father told me to move to the guest room if I didn't like it. I was 7 months pregnant with you both then, and he didn't even care." The betrayal didn't end there. Mama Ejima moved on. "Ejiro backed into my house, taking over my matrimonial room. Despite my condition, I was forced to cook, to clean, and endure the humiliation. But when I couldn't take it anymore," she continued, "I left the house one afternoon, and the next day, your father had an accident and he passed in the accident. 2 days later, I gave birth to you girls. But then Ejiro, my best friend, moved on and married someone else after betraying me in such manner. So I dedicated my life to bringing you girls up all alone. So as you guys can see, you are all I have," she said in a low voice. By the time she finished her story, tears streamed down Oma and Oti's face. They hugged their mother tightly, vowing to seek justice for her pain. "No one deserves happiness after what you went through, Mom," they declared. 50 homes must fall for your 50th birthday," they said. "No one deserves happiness after what you went through," they declared again. 50 homes will fall, they said in anger. Mama Ejima was horrified by their declaration. She begged them to leave vengeance for God. "Hatred and revenge will only destroy you," she pleaded. But the twins, they had already made up their minds. They were hurt at what their mother passed through, and they believed vengeance must be served. They went to their rooms, pulled out a notebook, and began picking their
50
target.
men must go down.
The first name on their list was Bolu, a classmate whose husband dropped her at school every day. To the twins, their happy marriage was a perfect target for them to destroy. The next day, Oti borrowed Bolu's phone under the pretense of making a call. While Oti distracted her, Oma copied her husband's number. They contacted him claiming to be students who needed career advice. When they met him at his office, Oti seduced him while Oma secretly recorded the encounter. They blurred Oti's face in the video and sent it to Bolu. That evening, Bolu waited for her husband to pick her up, but he never showed up because he was busy in his office with something else. Frustrated, Bolu took a cab home only to find the damning video on her phone by the time she arrived home. The betrayer shattered her home, and to make matters worse, the video was also sent to the husband's boss, leading to his dismissal at his place of work. The twins celebrated their success, making Bolu's marriage as the first target.
This is how we will ruin them.
Next, they targeted Abu, a pharmacist whose pregnant wife, Lucy, would often assist him at the pharmacy. Oma visited the pharmacy late one evening, claiming she needed tetanus injection. In the consultation room, she seduced Abu while Oti secretly recorded the scene again. And just as they did with Bolu's husband, Oti blurred Oma's face and sent the video to Lucy and also the MD of the pharmacy. Lucy went into premature labor after seeing the video, and same day, Abu got an email from his company informing him of his termination at the pharmacy. The MD was disappointed he could do such with a patient and inside the consultation room at that. His wife Lucy moved out of their home after she was discharged from the hospital, turning her back to her husband's apology. Lucy wept bitterly and told Abu that if only he could undo the damage he had caused, perhaps she would consider forgiving him. And so the second man was brought down and the second marriage was destroyed within days of Oti and Oma's quest for vengeance and birthday gift for their mom's 58th birthday. The twins continued with their relentless test for wrecking homes and careers with precision, leaving no trail of mercy behind. Ibrahim, a confident and flamboyant businessman, was their next victim. He willingly and lustfully walked into their trap, unaware of the chaos that awaited him. Then came Mr. Williams, a respected lecturer at their institution, who was an easy target for the twins and was hit by an unexpected wave by the time they were through with him. Then Toles, a wedding footballer who had eyes for both girls, he was also an easy prey. He was brought down easily too. The twins celebrated their success in style every time and in a grand way when they brought any man down swiftly. Mr. Dash, their 45th target, barely knew what hit him. The twins never lacked targets. Thousands of men would ignorantly fall for their beauty without thinking twice. Paulo, an extraordinary, handsome and much sought after artist, was their 46th target. Oti and Oma visited the studio under the guise of pursuing a long-time interest in acting. From the moment he saw them, Paulo was captivated. The sight of two identical, stunning, beautiful twins left him drooling. On their first day at the studio, the twins lured him into their web. Their plan was executed flawlessly, and they left the studio immediately. Paulo, still swimming in excitement over what he called an unforgettable 5-minute enjoyment, was rudely awakened when his personal assistant called him. "Check the social media now," the assistant exclaimed. What Paulo saw hit him like a thunderbolt. A video of him with one of the twins was circulating online, stirring an uproar among his fans, but the face of the twin was blurred and no one would be able to tell who the girl was. It was clear he had been played. Thousands of his followers began unfollowing him in disgust. His heart sank further when he remembered the alimony clause he had signed with his wife. The agreement stated that she would take ownership of all his properties if he ever betrayed her. Devastated and drooling in shame, Paulo didn't return to his home. Instead, he went straight to his parents' house and locked himself in a room. The weight of the world pressed heavily on his shoulders. Another man down, Oti said to Oma in a stern and unflinching tone. By the week of Mama Ejima's birthday, they had brought down 49 homes. Only one target remained to complete their mission. 50 men must fall down. 50 homes must be broken. Kene and his wife, Bemi, were newlywed who had recently moved to Lagos. Kene worked as a private detective. Though most of their neighbors believed he was a banker, the couple was well loved in their estate for their charm and friendliness. Determined to ruin their happiness and make them the last on their list, the twins devised a plan. One morning, after Kene had dropped Bemi at the bus stop, the Oma visited his home, pretending to need help with a bank issue. Kene was suspicious but let her in out of curiosity. Once inside, Oma tried to seduce him, but Kene was no fool. Excusing himself, he stepped into the kitchen and used the back door to circle around his house. From the window, he caught Oti recording the scene with a camera.
What are you doing?
Kene immediately called the police, who arrived swiftly and arrested the twins. At the police station, officers reviewed the camera and discovered video of 49 men the twins had previously targeted. The evidence was overwhelming. Oma and Oti were charged with blackmail, invasion of privacy, and defamation. During the trial, the courtroom was packed with families whose lives the twins had ruined. Their testimonies painted a grim picture of destruction caused by Oti and Oma's action. The judge sentenced the twins to 6 months imprisonment, emphasizing the need for them to reflect on their actions. And on Mama Ejima's 50th birthday, she visited her daughters in prison. Tears streamed down her face. "This wasn't the gift I wanted," she said softly. "I only ever wanted your happiness. Revenge is never the answer or the solution to anything." The twins broke down in tears, realizing the pain they had caused not only to their victim but also to their mother, who they thought they wanted to help. "We are sorry, Mom," they whispered. "We have learnt our lesson." After serving their sentence, Oma and Oti returned home 6 months later, humbled and remorseful. They spent months making amends, writing letters of apology to the families they had wronged. They also became advocates for forgiveness, sharing their story to warn others about the dangers of vengeance. On Mama Ejima's 51st birthday, they surprised her with a heartfelt celebration, vowing to live life that would make her proud. 2 years later, after their release from the prison, Oma and Oti had completely transformed their life. They each found love and married 2 brothers, Chika and Ebuka. The wedding were modest but joyful, with Mama Ejima shedding tears of happiness as she watched her daughters take this important step. Oti was the first to bless the family with a grandson, delivering a healthy baby boy 9 months after her wedding. The entire family gathered to celebrate with Mama Ejima, holding her grandson and beaming with pride. A year later, Oma gave birth to a set of twins, a boy and a girl. This news brought double joy to the family, and Mama Ejima felt her heart swell with gratitude. Despite her age, Mama Ejima took on the responsibility of Omuguo, postnatal care, juggling between Oti's and Oma's home. The joy of seeing her daughters happy, surrounded by love, gave her renewed energy as she rocks her grandchildren to sleep and reflect on how far they had come as a family. The laughter of children filled the quiet home of Mama Ejima, and her sacrifice felt rewarded. For the first time in many years, peace and fulfillment filled her heart. Oma and Oti often sat together during each family gathering. "We have come a full circle," Oti said one evening as they watched their children play together. "Mama deserves all the happiness we can give her." Yes, Oma agreed. She deserves to be celebrated every day, not just on her birthdays. Moral lesson: revenge may seem like a satisfying way to respond to pain, but it often causes more harm than good. In the story of Oma and Oti, their desire to avenge their mother's suffering led to a chain of destruction that affected countless families, careers, and relationships. Their actions not only hurt others but also tarnished their own reputation, resulting in imprisonment and immense regret. This teaches us that when we allow anger and bitterness to control our decisions, we lose sight of what truly matters. The twins believed they were standing up for their mother, but their method brought her more sorrow than healing. Revenge often blinds us to a bigger picture. Oma and Oti could have channeled their energy into building a legacy that honored their mother's sacrifice. They could have chosen forgiveness and allowed their mother's strength to inspire them to create something meaningful. Instead, their desire for retaliation consumed them, leading to humiliation and regret. Kindly support me by subscribing to my channel and also turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Thank you.